Welcome back, Flutter developers. Welcome to my channel about Flutter. In today's video, we will see how we can switch from one theme to another using a package or plugin named Provider. Provider package or plugin is made by Google Flutter team and it's a combination of dependency injection and state management, and it's totally built with widgets. You can see it stays in the pub.dev, which is a repo for packages and plugins for Flutter and Flutter Web. And in here, I have provided the link below in the video below. And if you want to look in the repository, it's right here in the open source. All right, so let's see. So I'm running this one in my web in the Chrome browser. And also it's a cross-platform completely. That means it can run in web, Android, and iOS. And with the launch of Flutter 1.9, we can have mostly one code base. There are some caveats which are described here in this issue, like where the libraries, which libraries are not available in the web or mobile or vice versa. There are few IO and isolate, for example. Other than that, the one we have checked for both are available in the this repo for Flutter plugins. So right now you can write almost one code base. So in my earlier videos, I showed you how we can have the web setting a web project in different branches. Now you don't really need to do that for simpler application, unless you are using these libraries which are being used there. For if you are using say IO or HTML, then you have to have it separate branches for each variants. All right, so let's see how the Flutter 1.9 make it easier to do this. So one thing they have it, if you can select these devices, right now it will show you all the devices right here listed. I haven't opened a simulator or emulator here, otherwise it will show in this list those devices as well. So right now I have a Chrome and server. So by clicking on it, I'm running my Chrome right now here. And I can do that for other devices as well. Setting up the web project is being slightly changed, and this is available in this URL. The URL I will put in the video below as well, and in my article, companion article with this video as well. So how it's different? So pretty much what you have to do is this. So first, for example, you are creating a directory, cd say themes demo. Go one level above that directory first. Then change the channel to master by saying flutter-channel master, and then upgrade your Flutter. Then enable your configuration for web, which is enable -- enable -web, and then now you cd into change directory into your project directory and say flutter create dot. Or you can do, if you don't want to change directory, you can also at root level, you can also call command flutter create and the project name. And once your project is created, you go inside your project and run flutter run -d Chrome. So you can do that. You can run your web app or Flutter web app on Chrome using this command. Or you can choose to do it from Android Studio right here by selecting this drop down and hitting run right here. And there is a one last but not least, the Flutter Build Web is something that build the directory for deployment. So what does it mean? So when you run this command, it actually populates the build directory, which is right here. So if you go in here, so what you have to do when you deploy, say for example in Firebase hosting or your own hosting system. So for Firebase hosting system, you copy everything inside your build folder and paste it into public directory, and that's it. And just host your web app, and that will be done. All right, let's see now. Okay, and now let's dive deep into the code, like what we are doing in this video today. So in this, as I showed you, we are, oops, sorry, let's close this one and go back to my old one. Okay, so in this one, I'm just running my Chrome, not running every devices, because my computer really go crazy if I have every device open out there. But I will show you at the end of the video running this code on all three platforms. So in here, you have a simple UI here, one picture, one app bar, and a text which says beautiful ocean, and a switch theme. So when you click on switch theme, the themes changes to dark. So as you see, there are two parts to it. One is the UI part, where the app where you are setting a theme, and second thing, something is changing, managing the state for my this app. So for that we call notifier, like a change notifier in provider language. So let's see the code right here. So what the change, so there are only two classes. This repo has different code recipes as well, but you can, I have provided the link just to themes. So you can go to themes, and if you go to demo, so either you can choose to run on main. So if you choose to run on main, you will be shown these are my other recipes as well. But if you don't want to do that, run just this one, you can change actually the code I have commented here. You can, so I can show you very quick. You can just have this, like have your change provider right here, and you can run just this file by selecting, configuring your configuration to run only themes underscore demo.dart. So how we use change the provider pattern or provider dependency injection / state management package. So there are two things to it. One is that we have to have a notifier. Notifier means something that notifies a state change. Something has happened. So this is our themes notifier. So for this to work, you have to have a change notifier here. So you have to initialize with change notifier. And in this one, I have my two themes here. Up is theme data, lighter and dark. And I have my default themes. I said, okay, just have the lighter theme and the theme data, corresponding data. So the magic happens here. So when I switch theme, it notifies, like you see, notify listeners. So whatever listener or classes are subscribed to this notifier will get notified once the current theme is being called and this code executed. So that's it. This class is pretty easy. So what it does is it's just make the change in the state and notifies its subscribers. Now, how a class subscribe to this notifier? This happens here. The way we do it, we use a provider dot off, and this is the notifier, which is a that we are subscribing to or observing, and then context and current theme data. So if you go here, the current theme data is always updated here, and in the switch theme is always goes in the current theme. When we set the current theme, it changes the latest theme data accordingly, as you can see here, right here. So once I change my theme, it goes, checks if it's lighter theme, so it picks the lighter theme data. Otherwise, it will pick the darker theme data and it will notify my listeners, which is in this case is a themes underscore demo. So what happens? So every time it gets a notification right here, this whole widget gets built again. So that's what happens. So if I'm clicking this, it's going into my setting the theme and it's rebuilding it. And the next time it rebuilds, my current theme data is changed to the darker theme, and that's how my page changes its appearance. Okay, so this body is simple body. It's like its image, code, and text, and the raise button. So that's how we invoke or call switch theme method. It's a very similar signature like we did here, provider.off, notifier, theme notifier in this case, and the context of the app. The contexts are pages in and the switch theme. So what happened in switch theme? As I showed you, it checks if it's my current theme is light. If it's light, then switch, toggle it, right? So it goes to dark, or keep it light, or if it's other way around, like if it's dark, then make it light. So it just keeps toggling. So that's all this switch theme does. So it changes my theme and it changes the button color as I mentioned in my theme data for this app. So that's pretty much to it, the code wise. And of course, yes, the most important thing is the provider package. You have to add in dependency right here. So right now, since both the repos are merged into the Flutter Web and the Flutter, so it's okay just to have the version number. Earlier we had to do something nifty like this, like you see here. We have to refer to Cavmo's GitHub repo and then select the branch, which was a fork from a Flutter repo, but we don't have to do it anymore now. So it's getting better. It's not there yet. We still have a lot of caveats. We cannot really call HTML methods, or cannot call like web view in the HTML or in the web app, as for example. But for this simple example, it works fine. So that's one thing I wanted to show you. And let's see how we can do it very quickly on all the platforms. Let's try it and see if my computer really works well or not right now. So I'm doing one by one, and right now my iPhone one is launching. And so yeah, while it's launching, so one thing I couldn't do with this, I couldn't get my login example work in the one code base, just because my Fire plugins, the Firebase Fire plugin, I think they say, were not available in this repo, the Flutter repo, like it together. So they couldn't, the way it works in the web is slightly different than the native, and so they haven't really merged that part. So I couldn't get that login part working, and which was kind of erroring out. So you might see in my whole login folder here is commented out if in this branch, but if you want to go and check, it's there in the different branch, and actually in my different post that that I wrote before, just this one, that specifically has how we can set up the login functionality on Firebase, using Firebase, and on Hummingbird, sorry, the Flutter Web now. So by the way, since I said Hummingbird used to have a code name that they gave to Flutter Web counterpart in, I think, December 2018, but now it was just a code name, but it got popular as like a Flutter Web is like a Hummingbird. So I keep using Hummingbird still. Okay. Yeah, so I think it's taking a while to launch. Okay, so I'll come back once it's launched. I'll be back in a second. Alright, I'm back with my all three installations running on iPhone, iOS, Simulator, Web, and Android, and check behavior. It switching to dark theme and back to light theme, and the same behavior on iOS, and lastly the web. So that concludes today's video about using provider package for switching between themes in Flutter. Hope you liked the video, and please put any request if you have about a topic that you want me to write about or make a video about. I would love to hear from you. Thank you very much, and see you in the next video.